I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford it. Look what I did with the bag. Look what I did with the bag. I got a thing in the back, and I ain't taking no chat. I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford.
Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Yes, people, it's really, really cold out here right now. But I've got a great recommendation for you. So if you're walking out during these winter months and your head's a little bit cold, but you want to remain trendy, purchase one of these. Now, they are available in 9 colors, and you can click the link in the description box below to get yours right now.
Express Truth Show back up in the building, people. Shout out to the Patreon crew. Shout out to the Spotify crew. People, we're very close to the end of the year, man. We probably got about, what we on now? At the time of recording, we're a week into December. We got about 3 weeks left, people, of the year. Let's make it count, man, before that 2024 hits. That 2024 is coming around real fast. People are already giving out the Christmas cards and all that already. I've already had a few myself. See what I'm saying? But we in the building, people. It's the Express Truth Show, making Thursdays ever so great. Again, before we do anything else, let me bring in my co-host, man. Stephen, what are you saying? What's going on? New colours, new...
you call me? Sorry. I'm in my own world, you know, G. I'm just thinking about how many hats I need to buy for people for Christmas. We're saying it's Express Truth Show, back up in the building, making Thursdays great again, never late again. Your favourite podcaster's favourite blouse and skirt podcast. Tell your girlfriend I said hello.
That's a fact.
We saying, G, before we kick it off like a game of FIFA, man. Talk to me nice, man.
We in the building, man. No complaints. Got here smoothly. It's a bit cold. There was a bit of ice and all of that.
You know what it is?
What I'm saying?
You were cold.
I'm not actually.
I can't relate.
Outside.
Even outside, I can't relate, G.
Tell them.
I can't relate.
How's that hat doing?
A&A half levers. Man's got the A&A beanies going crazy. People, TikTok. I don't place there. I'm pausing. TikTok. What is it? TikTok store. Let me get it right. TikTok store, as Mark always corrects me and says, the TikTok store is up and running, yeah?
Live.
So, depending where you watch this, there'll be links for everywhere. So before you say, but I ain't got a TikTok account, you know, blood. There's also links in the bio, man. We everywhere, man. The World Wide Web and all them things. They were taking advantage, man.
What though? Just before we start the show.
So true.
Yeah. Outside, it's like a blizzard.
It's minus something right now.
So when that blizzard's going on and you put that beanie on, how does it improve the temperature on the head area?
Vastly, drastically, and expeditiously. Because for those who don't know, the majority of the body heat lost from the human body does come from the head. So once this is protected, you're gonna be warmer, man. It locks it in. Because the first place you lose your body heat from, straight up. Because what them say, heat rises.
Okay, so basically what you're trying to explain to me is that the beanie reverses that and brings the heat, keeps the heat local. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, man, popped out another colour.
What happened?
Man.
Oh, what happens is the body will. Because you know what it is, all right? Because people don't know things. You know, like when you're shivering and stuff, that's your body trying to warm itself up, you know.
Oh, okay.
A lot of science to this thing, you know. So your loose head, like when they say your extremities, so they mean like your hands, your feet, your head, all of them things, they all lose heat. So obviously we have on socks, shoes, gloves, A&A half levers.
The A&A gloves, people, we're down to the last few.
And then we'll have to release the 2.0s.
Then the 2.0s, we're down to the last few, people. Click the link. There's no more large and there's no more small.
So what we work with, medium
and XL. That's it. So people, cop them immediately. Yeah, man. Best driving gloves on the market.
Facts. Driving gloves, walking gloves,
skiing,
flagging down a taxi glove. Yeah, skiing,
skydiving.
You want a snowboard? You jump out the
goalkeeper. Everybody can wear them.
Schumacher. When am I talking about Schumacher? Where the keeper name from back in the day? Like, not Schumacher. Schmeichel. Wish he had these, you know. He would have caught more for England.
And look, and you see the durability, you see the flexibility. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to behold.
All I'm saying is I can't complain this year for the winter. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be extra, you can double up, man.
Yeah, man, that's it. And people, Christmas is coming. Get them stocking fillers in. That beanie hat is perfect for whoever. It's perfect for whoever. Anybody who, you know, who's someone who's doing a commute, walking, you know, whatever it may be, even
Listen,
just from the car, like that is the right beanie hat. It's a beautiful thing.
A lot of time, a lot of the time of the year, you see people doing, unfortunately, not even the food banks, the food drives, you know, for the less fortunate.
Yeah.
And they give them stuff. Hats, gloves, thermal socks. We've got it all, man.
We got it all, man.
Those things. It'll serve a 9 to 5 are great, but someone who's less fortunate, down and out on their luck right now, it can really help people, man.
Yeah, man. If you need them in bulk or something, people, holler as well.
Yeah, anything's possible, man.
Anything, we can make anything happen, man. So yeah, man, we in the building, but you know what, Stephen?
Yes.
I wanted to start a bit different today.
Talk to me,
Yeah.
actually.
I wanted to start a bit different because I seen something happen in it the last couple of days. I seen a situation unfold.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? Includes you, but not direct. Well, it includes you, but it's not direct because you weren't at hand to see what was going on.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about is what's going on with the bulbs in here. The bulbs are ramping, but forget that. All right, so what I'm talking about, Stephen, yeah, I'm talking about criminal records. You're probably saying to yourself, yo, what's my man talking about criminal records?
I am thinking what my man talking
Break
about.
it down for you. So,
Okay.
without going too personal, because I don't want to jinx nothing we're doing. People, me and Stephen, we got little plans in place, little things that we're doing, yeah? And one of the things that we're doing is starting to move forward now. It's starting to get to the point of execution. And in order to execute what it is that we're doing, you need an advanced DBS check. Okay, so you need to get a DBS check advanced. So it needs to show everything, your history of crime, whatever it may be. And there's another brother who's involved in this thing that we're doing. And he was sweating when he heard that it's a enhanced DBS check.
True.
And I'm like, yo, why is my man sweating like that? Now, he's sweating like that because he don't know what's going to come back because he's had a few things on his record. Whereas me and you are not worried at all because we know that it's a blank piece of paper. You see what I'm saying? So whatever it is, it can be advanced, triple advanced, enhanced, whatever word you want to use. It's coming back with one of them A4 blank pieces of paper. Now, when I was sitting down and really looking into this situation, I said, yo, that's actually the real flex, you know. That's actually the real flex, not to have a criminal record. But if you notice, most of the content that we gravitate towards as children, as teenagers, as adults, usually is content that has a lot of aggression in it. The music that we're consuming, a lot of aggression. If a man ramps, I'll do this. If someone does that, I'll do that. Films where a man are just ready to assault someone at the drop of a hat. And I feel like, yo, you're being lied to, man. Like something told me to come on this podcast today, even if only one man takes it on board, you're being lied to, man. Those things are in place for you to mess up your future. Listen, just because you're standing in a position today, it doesn't mean you're going to be in that position tomorrow. Now, a lot of people ain't going to understand that because their whole life, they've only lived for today. They've never thought about tomorrow. But you have to think, tomorrow an opportunity could come. Like well, not an opportunity, we made our opportunity. But something might come up where you need to be able to prove that, you know, you've got no criminal record. And the worry I see in men who have got one with certain things that have happened years ago, and when you chat to a man, it's like the thing that he's got the record for is foolishness. But you've now crippled yourself moving forward for no reason. Now, obviously, there's certain men who are in certain age categories where things were done different. There's no There's nothing unregistered for what they did. Whereas a lot of man within our age group, everything you did from a child to now will show up. So I'm just saying that's the real flex. That's the real flex is not having a record. And it's something that I think, a lot of the low vibrational content that's pushed to us is pushed to us to keep us in a certain mind frame. See what I'm saying?
You know what it is? The long and short of it, Mark, many of us within this poison well, where we dwell, within this quote unquote community, we've been lied to. And we bought into the dream that they wanted to sell. Yeah? And that dream is the dream of fast money. So whether it can start simple, your local drug dealer when you're younger, yo, man's pulling up. If you take it to back in the day, yo, man's got the big chap sovereign ring, the Beamer with the rims and rare. Like a lot of us wanted to be paid in full. A lot of us wanted to be New Jack City before the third quarter of the film. A lot of us wanted to be those things, man. We wanted to emulate what we saw. We might have had older family members who were selling this, selling that, wheeling and dealing. You know what I'm trying to say? Quote unquote, trying to provide, hustling. But I feel like partly that as well, that word hustling. I feel like over the years, like it's been misconstrued by the community. So when someone says, yeah, man, I'm hustling, I'm doing my thing. Be honest, yeah. And I'm not talking about you or I, but if certain, and when I say you and I mean like if we use those mannerisms or those terms, if certain people, certain mans that you know would say, yeah, I'm hustling, I'm doing my thing, would you not necessarily, and I'm probably guilty of this myself, I'll be real, would you not assume that they're probably juggling something that they shouldn't be juggling?
Yes.
Which is unfortunate. Like, it's a damn shame. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame where your mind goes. But that's because they come from the same places we came from. And a lot of the time, they weren't granted access to the same opportunities we were granted access to. Or they were, and they chose to go another direction. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, like, enough mans out here being like, yo, I used to be the wickedest man hockey player, but I wanted to be on the road selling drugs and all of that. Nah, man, stop lying, man. You were never going to blow, man. You ain't going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. You weren't going to blow, man. Don't sell yourself a dream. You know what I'm trying to say? But but the long and I say that to say this. It's unfortunate because sex sells, like I always say, sex and violence, but sex sells. So, and when I say sex sells, let me make myself clear. I don't necessarily mean sex. I know we're in this big day and age of man are simping, man are spending 65 grand on OnlyFans only to be ignored by Ruby Rose till them a tattoo or they'll get a tattoo upon them leg and then finally get a thumbs up in the DM and all them thing there. Man are spending 5 years in the DM talking to themselves. For the last 5 years, you're messaging a girl saying, morning, beautiful, I hope you slept well, only to be left on unseen. I'm not talking about that, you know. I'm talking about we package and sell. We package and sell an image. I can't even say trauma, you know, because a lot of the time, that word trauma is just thrown around.
Lightly.
Very lightly, extremely lightly, man. Coming like light me and it's just too light, you see me? It's thrown around too lightly by people who haven't actually been through something. And it's not good. It's not good for two reasons. The first reason being like, you're taking away from the unfortunate experiences and the truth of people who suffer from true trauma. Secondly, trauma, I'd have to chalk trauma up, the word I'm talking about, the buzzword. I'd have to chalk trauma up with mental health. You know, certain buzzwords are thrown out there to excuse certain behaviors.
I hear that.
So like, yo, how come you punched up 5 geezers and kicked down that one? Oh, my mental health.
Yeah.
I'm like my man in the Sixth Sense. I hear voices and see dead people. Just making excuses. I know he didn't say voices, but I'm adding that on. Because some people are talking about, yo, there's 5 geezers in my head. Like, if I was the judge, and you've done something and I say, yo, why'd you do that? Oh, the 5 voices in my head. I say, well, there's 5 voices in your head. Yeah. Well, all 6 of you can go sit down in the jail because it only would take 1 year for call the police. You can't come with them madman talk with me. I'm in a business about that, brethren.
Yeah, man.
Because I got 6 straight jackets then. Pick whichever color is your favorite. Me have pink, me have charcoal, me have black, me have yellow, me have red. Me have everything. Pick your favorite color. But yeah, man. And I get it, it's weird because even if you look at it in the entertainment space, so you look at rap, you look at TV, so you can look. I know we always say Top Boy, but it's because it's the biggest UK one.
Yeah,
you look at a Top. This isn't taking shots.
Of course not.
Because I like Top Boy.
No, Top Boy showed us love. We show love. Get love back.
Bible facts.
Yeah.
Even though the last season, I'm quickly going off topic. The last season, because a lot of people didn't like it. For me, it wasn't like, oh, it was rubbish or anything like that. I just feel like the last few episodes felt rushed.
They were?
I don't know if it was just me who had that feeling. Like, let me know what you're feeling in the comments below. But I feel like the last few episodes, it was good, like the story unfolded. There was some plot holes. There's no such thing as a perfect 10. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
So there were some plot holes, but the last bit just felt rushed. But anyway, so you have things like that. If you take it international, you'll have The Wire. You'll have, I'm trying to keep it to us now. So you'll have The Wire. You got all them kind of shows. There's a million of shows. You got all the music, drill, all of this, UK drill, US drill, all of that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, even though you use these, because man will be like, yo, I was rapping to get out the hood. Now it seems to have the reverse effect, because now you had King Combs coming out recently, because there's video of him throwing up some GDK. That's Bloods in it.
No, GDK is
who's that?
Gangster Disciple Killers. So that's basically the black disciples who say that, and then the gangster disciples. So Gangster Disciple Killers, and then you've got Black Disciple Killers. So that's the Gangster Disciples. And then you got the Black Disciples. So Little Dirk is a Black Disciple. And then FBG Doc was a Gangster Disciple. So the Chicago drill scene.
Oh, so it's Chicago-based gangs.
Yeah. Black Disciples and Gangster Disciples are from Chicago. But
so why is a billionaire's son throwing it up?
Because it's that influential. Man, listen, look, who's the biggest rapper? Ain't it Dirk right now? Isn't it Dirk?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, Dirk's a BD. Is a BD.
What's YB?
Now, Young Boy is Young Boy is from Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
But he's not actually. He's things called it's something else, but it's nothing to do with Chicago.
Okay.
The only reason, I know we're going off now, but I went through that drill era of researching.
Yeah.
The only reason why you see Young Boy and Dirk and them beefing is because Young Boy's brethren killed King Von. That was Young Boy's
that
artist.
Was his friend.
Yeah, his artist is Quando Rondo, and Little Tim is Quando Rondo's writer, man.
And Little Tim's shot him, innit?
Little Tim shot him. So Von jumped out, ran over to Quando Rondo, started boxing him up.
Gave him an 8-piece with fries.
Then Little Tim's just backed out. They're all from terrible background, all of them. That's the scariest part about American drill. Like, them man are from the gutter, Chicago. Like, all them places are like if you know the history of them, but that would be a whole nother podcast.
True.
So I'll let you get back on track.
No, it's cool, G. Thanks for the clarification. But what I'm saying is, so you just explained it. They all come from terrible backgrounds. So usually man will be like, yo, I'm rapping to get out of the hood. Or, all right, you rapped, you made it out of the hood. Why are you still carrying on this nonsense, man? I'm not saying like you need to forget where you come from or whatever. Like, you used to see videos of King Von, because we just mentioned King Von. He used to go back and feed the block, as they call it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Reel off money. Cool, you can do all of that. But why are you still antagonizing the ups and all of that? You're making millions now, probably banging every girl you've ever dreamed of banging, running up and down. You can buy what you want, go where you want, within reason, because most men have got records and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can live a good life now, but you'll have people like him. You'll have Chris Brown saying, oh, I'm a blood. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm like, you're a successful multi-millionaire entertainer. Are you not just happy with that? It's like people always want the other side. You know what I'm trying to say? So you might have a cat in the hood who's really GB ABC, or he's a blood, or he's a crip, or whatever the heck he's repping. And he'd love to be like the millionaire on stage doing his thing. But it's like people always think the grass is greener or something.
Let me jump in there. Let me
Go
jump in. So you mentioned two names in it. Chris Brown, 100%. Like my man is from Virginia in the States. But what had happened was he's come from Virginia, got blown up, made crazy money and moved to LA. Now when he's moved to LA, you need to check it. You know how it is in that world. You need certain man around you and so he started linking up with bloods. So now he thinks he's blood, but really he's not blood. Now someone like Von and Dirk, you can understand with them because man have actually died behind that.
Old Black and all that.
That Chicago thing, man have actually died behind them wars. So someone like Von, his name was V-Roy. V-Roy was his nickname. So if you look on Dirk's chain, it says V-Roy. That's Von. But Von got that name V-Roy from his right-hand man, whose name was what? T-Roy. So when T-Roy got murdered, Von changed his thing to V-Roy. But T-Roy was his right-hand man. So you go online, there's pictures of them man as youths together. You see what I'm saying? So when he got killed, I'm not from Chicago, but it's alleged that it came from the Gangster Disciples. So when Van's blown up, he's still antagonizing them, man, and prodding them and doing all that
I'm not
because
from 63rd and all that.
Because remember, 63rd's FBG Doc. So when my man said, "Yo, I'm not from 63rd," he's trying to diss them like, because remember, you got white boys in Leeds
singing that
who are saying, "Yo, we're not from 63rd."
Imagine how that feels.
Trap Law Russ. My man knows everything about drill. That's a white brother from UK. I think he's from, I'm not the best with UK accents, even though I've been here my whole life. I think he's from up north somewhere.
Okay.
Now, my man's like into that stuff hard. Obviously, didn't
he
go
made a documentary in it.
Made documentary on
Chicago.
Von made documentary on NBA Youngboy. But what I'm saying is that world is glamorized.
100%.
So Diddy's youth now, he's been rich his whole life. But he's talking about, yo, Gangster Disciple killer. But it's not because he hates the Gangster Disciples. It's because he probably loves Dirk. You see what I'm saying? So a man loves Dirk, and then we'll be like, yo, who Dirk hates, I hate. You see what I'm trying to say? So you have to look at it like this. You got the Gangster Disciples, you got the Black Disciples in Chicago. A man blows up from the Black Disciples, Chief Keef. Now, man love Chief Keef. So now it's like, yo, F all Chief Keef's ups as well. That's how it works. But then in Chicago, you'll have a next man from the GDs blow up, like FBG Doc. He would have been massive. He would have been big. But then, I don't know how true it is, but then Dirk will be like, any man who does a song with him can't link me again. So that's why somebody like, say, 21 Savage won't link with certain man from Chicago because he don't want to ruin his relationship with Dirk, even though he did jump on the Slide remix. But once Dirk started getting big, man want to stand close to him, so they're like, yo, if you deal with that crew, I'm not dealing with you. So it's just like what goes on a local level.
Politics.
Yeah, politics. So it's like, that's what happens. But because it's glamorized, then you'll have a man who's rich. He's rich. He like Diddy's son is rich. He don't know nothing about nothing.
But Mark, has the whole lifestyle not always been glamorized?
It has. Look at Belly. I was watching Belly the other day.
B2K. They were quick walking back in the day, you know.
Bow Wow, same thing.
Everyone. And what's the blood one called? The blood walk or the blood drop or so. The blood, they've all got a dance. When man say blood here, you know that's from LA, innit? Yeah.
Crazy. I never even knew that.
Yeah. Influence is mad.
Yeah.
But what my point being is why is it always the negative though? Have you ever seen like a positive influence spread like that? Particularly in our community.
I'd need more time. to sit down and think. But
I know
off the
no.
top of my head, no.
But that's what I'm asking. Yeah, I'm not giving you no time because
no.
And the reason I'm doing that, not to try and be a bastard, but because we're talking about this is all the top of our heads. We just come up with, we said
GDK.
Sorry, I'm terrible. BBK, boy, better know. GDK, BDK,
GDN.
See, I know all CNN. Me no know none of them.
GDN is
BBC. Me no know none of them.
So you got let me go. Fam, you know I was into that Chicago.
I know you were good.
All right. GDK.
Yeah.
Gangster Disciple Killer.
Yes.
BDK. Black Disciple Killer.
Yes.
GDN. Gangster Disciple Nation. BDN. Black Disciple Nation. It's really sad when you check the history because all of them were friends. I'm not even talking about, forget about Dirk and all them that. I'm on about, what's my man's name? That guy on No Job. On King David. You know the one who says on King?
Yeah.
King David is the originator of the Black Disciples. Then you got Larry Hoover. I know you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Who's the originator of the Gangster Disciples. Now, them gangs weren't created to hate each other. It was one thing, and then it branched off. You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about Von, his name's grandson. You know what they call him grandson? Because King David was the granddad of the crew, so they call my man grandson. You see what I'm saying? It's really, really sad. When you really look, like I said, for a lot of the stuff I was doing on Patreon and that, I've done extensive research into that world. It's heartbreaking, Stephen. Heartbreaking, the trauma. I know what you said about the buzzwords and that, but them man there, it's Gotham. Like, you know what the joke we always make?
Yeah.
The only thing I'm doing if I'm from there
is raising the
bus fare to get out of there.
Facts.
It's a hellhole, man. I remember you have man who make excuses like, obviously I rate Umar as much as the next man, but he's like, it's like the Purge. They've got like undercover police out there doing this and that. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's not that. Because it's not that. These men are actually about that. Like killing. They even said when, what's my man's name? The one who kicked, when it all kicked off, Jojo. You remember him, little Jojo? When that happened, a man tweeted out and said, yo, this is Call of Duty now in real life. And that's what it is. It's just that you don't see the first person thing or whatever. It's Call of Duty. That like there was a video, I've mentioned it before, where it shows all of them from youths and it's showing them throughout the years. And next to their name either has a dove, which represents death, or a padlock, which represents being locked up. And you're seeing all these young black boys, Stephen, and like 70% of them are dead. See what I'm saying? The rest of them are doing life.
This is what I'm saying. When you talk about Chicago and All Black and all these different parts of it, that's one place you can talk about real trauma. Because I'm making up a word now. That's institutional gangsterism, you know. Basically, what I'm saying about that is, they're born into it.
Facts.
Literally, you have the misfortune of being born somewhere. So you're born somewhere, you live here, someone lives there. Because you live here, he don't like you, and they want to beat you up on all of this stuff. Now you got to protect yourself. You have to walk with knife, gun, or whatever. Or you have to join these, man. Or your uncle was so-and-so, your dad was so-and-so, your cousin was so-and-so. It's inherited beef.
Facts.
Imagine having to live like that.
It's horrible. And they genuinely have to. Because remember, with them Chirac, man, yeah, it's like a man could go to school now and then find out that a brethren that you've been brethren with for the last year, his uncle killed your uncle. You see what I'm saying? His first cousin killed your first cousin. You see what I'm trying to say? So then it's like, because Doc and Von were actually brethren. They were friends throughout school. What happened? It just ended up branching off. Like one ended up linking with the BDs, the next one ended up going with the GDs. And then from there, like a friendship turned to like sworn enemies. You see what I'm saying? It's sad, man. It's real, real sad, but that's the way that when you really look at what mans want out of it, like when you really look at like, when you see mans trying to promote that stuff here, I'm like, yo, you don't want that stuff here. Because that's why I say this proudly. I'm from Erdington. But that don't mean I hated anyone from anywhere else.
Facts.
Like, I could never hate a man just because he's from Handswood. Like, that's stupid to me. And I know that there's a lot of young men who are sick with that sickness. But I could never, even when I was younger, like, when man, you're supposed to hate them, man. Nah, I don't hate them, like.
For what?
They all look like me. You see what I'm trying to say? They all look like you. I don't hate nobody who looks like me. You see what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
So where I'm coming from is that Chicago drill thing was an illness, and that illness spread around the world. And Diddy's song throwing up the rakes, as they call it, is just an example of how cool it is to be that. You see what I'm saying? But when you really look into it, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near that. Trust me. Even Dirk, man, see Dirk, you know, and see the money, the success. But I wouldn't swap with him. You know how much man dead around that?
You can't live good.
You know how much man have dead around that? Brother, cousins, friends. He's lost everybody. He's lost, the fact he's even still able to maintain day to day shows the strength in his character, because my man's lost everybody. He's like, his tattoos are basically a graveyard. You see what I'm saying? R.I.P. this man. When you listen to them, man, it's scary. I don't want to live like that ever. And I'd never want none of my youths to live like that ever. Before that, done KSI.
So, Mark, this is what I'm trying to say though. In this day, it's funny you mentioned KSI. In this day and age, we're on here now, we're making the greatest show on earth.
That's a fact.
World's finest, all of that.
Universe's finest. We need to change that logo to Universe's finest.
We'll make a multiverse's finest one, man.
Yeah, the multiverse, yeah, that's even bigger, yeah.
Multiversal. You know what I'm trying
fact.
to say? God of stories, man. And I'm not talking about Loki.
Some other universe, there's another Stephen and Mark doing what they do. They're probably making Fridays great again. That's what I'm trying to say.
Someone on every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Facts. Viable, man. But I wish I had that Rick and Morty thing, man, the interdimensional cable. I'd watch it all. But what I'm saying is, we live in this day and age. You can do that. People are on TikTok, streaming, playing games. People are food review. You know what I'm trying to say? Basically, due to this beautiful invention that we're on now called the internet, people are able to express themselves and, fortunately for some, make a living from doing certain other creative outlets. So what I'm saying, why do people still glorify and are so drawn into this lifestyle of negativity? Because it's not like back in the day where you had to be an entertainer, and it was almost like, I know I'm simplifying it, but it was almost like it was like gangster rap or R&B, or maybe you're an actor. You know what I mean? Like there's a million and two things you can be doing right now.
That's very true.
Well, people are still like, it's still abundant. It's still cool. Right there at the forefront. Yeah, you still want the cool points.
Well, it's funny you say that, because one of the biggest streamers from the community is called Kai Cenat.
Yeah.
Or Kai Cenat.
Yeah.
And he's from
where's he actually from?
The Bronx.
Oh, is he from Bronx?
He's from the same block as Ice Spice.
Okay, small
dangerous block.
Oh, is it?
Very dangerous. He's from the Bronx.
Small world.
My man was basically saying, yo, all the shooting and that was happening, but I didn't see none of it. And they're like, yo, how come? He's like, I was playing games all day. Like, when I weren't at school, I was playing games. I was on YouTube. Like, I was just into that kind of stuff until one day streaming became a thing and I tried my hand at it. And now they say he makes 34 US million just off his Twitch subscriptions every year. Now, obviously, that's an exception. But I'm just saying, he didn't choose that life. He never made that a cool thing in his life.
Although it was on his doorstep.
So you see, when you ask the question, I don't know the answer. But what I can say is, what we can control is what goes on in our world. So in our world, like in that Kai Cenat's world, he made it where like, yo, you like saying, oh, that's cool, but it's not cool to me. I'm on this computer, I'm doing this. And he finally ended up, you know what I mean, prevailing by doing that. But then you've got other people who, they think it's cool to be outside. Remember at one point that was a slogan, innit? I'm outside.
Yeah.
I'm outside. That was a slogan. So what I'm saying is I hear what you're saying. It's crazy because it's like whenever you're watching like a movie,
Mm-hmm.
like there's a movie I was watching the other day. You know, like when there's like black representation in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like it always has to be some sort of like loud,
Stereotypical.
yeah, just call it stereotypical, but loud, aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
shout. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm like, yo, they're lying somewhere along the line. These like we're being lied to, man, because all the things, all the water that we're being led to drink is from the poison well.
Bible facts.
Let me explain to you. Let me break that down. So it's like, yo, man's supposed to have gal, you know. Put on tunes, every man's a gallus. Watching movies, every man's got multiple gal. But in the real world, that creates problems. Like, listen to me, innit? That creates problems in the real world.
So I've heard.
Now, when I say that, I mean legally, you know. Like, people don't talk about when you're breeding all these women and doing all of this, CSA, problems with seeing your child. Are you good, man? Problems with seeing your child. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Problems with this, problems with that. People don't speak about that side. When you're watching the Big Pimpin' video, there's not, you know what I'm trying to say?
All you hear is, man, I get it. Man, I get it. So when I'm going and I want to do a thing, everybody just jealous swing, jealous. Anyway, go on.
But remember, that's a new age thing. But remember when 90s, when you're sitting in the car, yeah, and I'm not being like negative or nothing, I'm just telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer load.
Trailer load. Trailer load.
He ain't talking about
Trailer load. Trailer load. Trailer load.
he ain't talking about cars. He's talking about women.
Bible facts.
So I'm saying all of these paths that you're being led. Now, I'm not saying that a man's telling you to do it, but a man's in the video. Like, think about the image.
Art imitates life.
Art imitates life. So what I'm trying to say to you is, yeah, that a lot of men have been lied to. You see what I'm saying? A lot of men have been lied to. Like, yo, I remember with the days of the D Block mixtapes, might have been just a bit before your era.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being like 16, 17, throw the D Block mixtape in. Grimy, fam. Man are just talking about, yo, if a man even ramps on the bus, you know what I'm trying to say? Now you're not supposed to take that on board, but if you're listening to that all the time, subconsciously it's in your head. So that's the whole reason I bought up this convo, because I'm like, a lot of men have got records for foolishness. Now you've blocked future blessings. There's certain jobs you can't never do for a moment.
Forget even jobs, Mark, because
travel.
Unless, yeah, that's the main thing.
Matter of fact, I've done a list, even carry on though. I've done a list.
Unless you have a dream career, you know what I'm trying to say? No one's really thinking like 10, 15 years, oh, I want to do this. It's more places, man, because the world's smaller than we really think it is.
Facts.
And there's places on this God-given earth which you'll never be able to see.
That's a fact. And they'll never forgive you. So I've done this list because I knew I wanted to speak to you about this on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So employment opportunities.
Yeah.
It affects that.
Mm-hmm.
Housing.
100%.
Remember, moving forward, housing now, they can do background checks. I'm not saying all the time, but a landlord, it's well within the law for him to do a background check on you.
Come have to make sure I'm getting money.
So housing, education,
yeah,
travel, which for me, and I think for you, but I'm not going to speak for you, but I think for you, that's the most important.
Facts.
Professional licensing. So the other day,
liquor license,
we got that license the other day, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that.
Liquor license, nothing.
With certain things, you won't get that. Government benefits.
Oh, so even if you want to be a bum.
These are certain things for the future. So all I'm saying is, even if only one man listens to this, like, that's the real flex. Yeah, we love watches, we love cars, we love travel, we love nice things. Most of us do.
Mm-hmm.
But the real flex, Stephen, not having a criminal record, especially the age we are. How much we can't say that for a lot of our peers.
Gang.
So I'm just saying that's a flex within itself. That's a flex to not have no record, because with that thing we're doing, I was like, yo, where do we sign? Because I know it's coming back as a blank piece of paper. You see what I'm saying?
And you know what some people don't know? You know what I got to learn recently, because people are having issues. With some of these DBS checks, I don't know if it's super advanced or enhanced or whatever, you know, some of them will check your whole family history as well.
Yes. Yeah. You see what I'm saying, Stephen? Thank you. Thank you to those. So let's say that it was you. Now your bro's under ignorant stuff, and there's certain things you want to do that can affect you. I think there's a certain amount of years he had to live with you or something.
Yeah.
There's like grey, there's like small print, but it can affect you. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of men don't understand these things. Now, I'm not speaking about certain bigger men who have did things, but there's no record of it because it was back in them days. I think it was before 1988. Don't quote me on this. I think anything before 1988, they can't really pull for like that because it was a different system.
Yeah.
But everything after that has been electronically
Backdated.
But before then, unless you like kill a man or something, but let's say something like robbery or whatever, it's not even on your record now. Even if you did little time, these are the things that they won't speak about. But the facts are that there's a lot of men who are just living for today. And all I'm trying to say to men is, the better you are today, you may not be that brother tomorrow. So think about that, innit? When men are bringing you into certain silly moves, think about that. Because when you really check it, a lot of these moves, yeah, like I was watching a documentary about XXX Tentacion. It was like 50 racks they took off him.
Yeah.
It was like 4 man.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Just over 15K each?
Yeah.
Like, no, not even that. What's that? Not 10, over 10K each?
Remember, it wasn't a
12.50?
You forgetting it wasn't an even split, because the one who was driving, I remember he ended up snitching because he only got 5 or something.
Now, but imagine this though. Break that down. If you think for the day, yeah, that 12 and a half's a lot for the day. But if you think for 2 years ahead, that's 6 months' wages on a low end scale, especially in the States.
Yeah.
So you gotta think to yourself, that move, a man could have stood up in McDonald's and then just brainstorm something. A lot. What I'm trying to get out, what I'm trying to say is temporary positioning. Don't do something based on a temporary position.
Bible facts.
So if you're a man who's flipping burgers right now in Mackey's, you're not going to be there forever. That's a temporary position. Don't go and try to rob a bank based on that. You could do. Because I remember even back in the days when I was in school, there was this brother who used to clean there. He was happy with doing that. Like, he was happy. He had his missus. He had his youth. I don't know what his actual personal situation was like, but he always used to smile. Was very, very like friendly and stuff like that. Never ever shown his displeasure of being in that position. So what I'm saying is, a man could be flipping burgers and you're not happy with it. Don't go and rob a bank thinking that, I'm going to rob the bank and escape this. Nah, that's your reality for now. But what I'm saying is, like, look at like a lot of, go to like a, anybody in your family who you think is the most successful, whatever career it may be. Could be a first cousin, second, mom, dad, uncles, whoever. Go to whoever you deem to be the most successful in your family and ask them what their first 3 jobs were. I bet you it's like some retail, some fast food, some flunky type stuff. Is that a word, what they say?
Yeah.
What I'm saying, everybody's going to say like, I remember when I worked in this place, or I remember when I worked there, or I remember when I worked, because that was part of your journey. But I'm saying, I don't think them things are communicated too well to a lot of the youths. Because even when I'm speaking to a lot of these younger, Stephen, like, it's like they believe that they're locked in that position and then they're doing dumb things.
Fast money, man.
Fast money is not, it's so stupid, but I understand why they've reached that destination because social media as well.
Yeah, that as well. But we've been talking about for the last however long we've been going, it's the whole overarching theme of entertainment now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like it's mad. Even in America, like look at America. You got billionaires, you got millionaires. Man invented let me blow me think. Man invented something like Dragons Den. No. Shark Tank. Yes, you see, yeah. I'm trying.
That's the original.
That's the original.
Yeah.
Oh, Shark Tank, the OG.
That's the original, man. And I love Dragons Den, but that idea was first.
No, I didn't know which one came first.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know which one came first.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I'm thinking something simple now. Remember the Scrub Daddy?
I didn't watch Shark Tank though.
You probably know the product though. You've probably seen it. It's the sponge, round sponge, and he's got holes, 2 eye holes, and a smiley mouth. You've probably seen it in the shops. That's a Scrub Daddy. That come from there.
I got one.
You probably have. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I got one.
That come from there. I'm saying, man invented something as simple as that. He took the sponge and twisted it and made it better, made something else. Yeah. Man's a millionaire, whatever the heck he is. But people are talking, but you're talking about fast money. So when people see, it's like they only see the 2 far ends of the spectrum. I gotta be in the streets, robbing, trying to rap, hopefully get something before I get killed. Or I'm Elon Musk.
Facts.
No one sees the in-between. No one sees the journey.
Facts.
Was Elon Musk always Elon Musk?
No.
Man was in I think it's his college dorm room or his bedroom's room, him and his boy, sweating away, making PayPal.
It's in the Bezos pictures.
Nah.
There's a picture of Jeff Bezos, in like a garage.
Yeah, that's where Amazon started.
In
his garage, Mark.
In a garage, Stephen. He's got a desk, old computer and a piece of cardboard.
That says Amazon. Yeah, literally, it started in his garage and it was literally just books.
Crazy. But I got something even crazier for you.
Yes, people, it's really, really cold out here right now. But I've got a great recommendation for you. So if you're walking out during these winter months and your head's a little bit cold, but you want to remain trendy, purchase one of these. Now, they are available in 9 colors, and you can click the link in the description box below to get yours right now.
This is how mad today's world is. This is how mad. So I come across this guy on Instagram, on the Explore page. Mm-hmm. Now he's a gardener. Now, there's 2 ways you can be a gardener in 2023. So you can be a gardener and knock every door on the road and say, let me start again. So you can go B&Q, invest £1,000 into everything, equipment for gardening. Mm-hmm. Then you can knock every door on a road and say, yo, I'll do your garden for £100. That clean, get rid of the rubbish, do your garden for £100. But you know what this guy done, Stephen? Instead, what he done is he knocked people's door and said,
I'll cut it for free.
I'll cut it for free, but I have to be able to film it. And people are like, yo, safe? So what he did is he had a GoPro.
I think I know it. The white guy in America.
Yeah. There's a couple of men doing it now.
Yeah.
But he's the first. Get the GoPro and he just you've got GoPros, we got GoPros, multiple. Mm-hmm. You get a GoPro and he just puts it up and he puts it on time lapse and shows himself cleaning up the garden. So it might be a day's work. Now that content, every video he does goes viral. Mm-hmm. Now hear what? He could have made £100 and done that garden. If you knock every door on the road, you might only get 1 customer. But if you knock every door and say, I'll do it for free, if there's 10 houses, 8 are going to say yes. Now, that video is real estate now because it's online. He's repurposing it to TikTok, Instagram.
It's his intellectual
YouTube
property.
Shorts. He's got one video that's got 46 million views.
Yeah, of course.
Now, you imagine how much people are watching that and even saying, yo, what a good guy. I'm going to donate something. Now, you imagine how much people...
I need him for my garden.
There you go. Now, you imagine how much money is being generated just by thinking like that. Now, if you go back to the start of his page, it wasn't always booming. It took some time to build up. So what I'm trying to say is, everything is a process. Somewhere along the line, Stephen, it's been lost, not with all of us, but a lot of us. There's some man who think, like you said, you either, and I hate even putting a job title on it because anyone who makes their money legally, we have to give them respect. But you're not, some man believe that it's either the bottom or the top. There's no in between. Nah, that's not the case. Remember the credit crunch back in again, you was probably a bit younger, but in 2008, yeah.
They say we're getting another one's brewing, but carry on.
Definitely, but what used to happen back in them days, yeah? So in them days, I always say that I had like a bit of a two-sided life. One side of my life was very privileged. I was around people who were doing very well. Then the other side, I was around people who are deemed to not be doing very well. The people who were not doing very well used to always say things like, yo, the credit crunch, and the credit crunch, this, that, and there's no money out there. And it was all doom and gloom. The other side of the fence, it was all ideas and building. I was telling you the truth. One side of the fence was all negativity. What are we going to do? Credit crunch. Like that word was used so much times. Then the other side of the coin was, I need to do this. I need to invest in that. I need to do that. I need to do that. What I'm trying to say is, and I said it on one of the vlogs years ago, in times like this is where the most millionaires are made. You may not believe it, but it's a fact. The States, Great Depression, most millionaires came from that era. The potato famine in Ireland. Most people learned how to make money in them times. So don't keep getting caught up with this cost of living word, cost of living. Yo, you can go online and ask a question and get an answer immediately. You've got a phone that's basically does everything. And I know all these things sound easy, but you know what I was doing today? What I was looking at today, Stephen, was people who refuse to give up. And I just thought that, I'd come onto the podcast and share some of that energy. You see what I'm saying?
You know what it is? Don't get it twisted though.
Hard work.
Hard work goes into everything that we do. But I don't want people to get it mixed up, because I've been seeing a lot of it on my TikTok as well. We have these nonchalant, arrogant, life's so easy gurus. They'll be like, oh, how can you be broke in this day and age? It's so easy to make. No, it's not. And I know people say, oh, no, it's not, because if it was, everyone would be doing it. And it is true.
It is true.
They would. If it was as easy and as simple as you go A, you do B, C, D, E, you're a millionaire, everyone would do it. Especially in the uncertain times we live in now, everyone would be doing it. And I'm not talking about investing or this and that. If it's as simple as you say, like, everyone would be doing it, man. This is why people need to just relax, man. And then you'll have other ones like, don't compare your life to others, because you're just, remember, comparison's the thief of joy. So all you're going to do is end up sad and depressed and rocking naked in the shower while the cold water beats down on you. Which movie is that from? And I'm crying in the shower. You're going to end up doing that nonsense. Because you'll have mans online talking about, 100K. Oh, if I was making 100K, I'd kill myself. Because, I've heard say nonsense like that. That Greg Cardone.
I know the name still.
You know who it is?
Yeah.
Talking absolute was. Oh, if I was only making 250K.
Is that the housing, brother?
Yeah, man. And he's always saying,
English cat.
American. And he's always saying, don't buy, rent him. And I'm trying to say, listen, comparison is the thief of joy, whether you're up or down. So you telling a man, 250, because the maddest thing is, you might have someone who's making 100K or 250K, and they'll listen to this guy and they'll be like, I'm not making as much as him. You know what? He's right. And then you'll trick yourself into having this quote unquote depression.
Yeah.
Run your own race, man.
That's it. Well, I got a little analogy. If me and you walk into a supermarket, yeah, and we walk to, I know you don't drink coffee.
Like that.
You walk to the coffee aisle, yeah?
Yes.
Most men are going to pick up a different coffee,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick up something different to you. The next man's going to pick up something different to me. What I'm trying to say is, there's no such thing as one size fits all.
No.
So if you're getting into business or making money, you need to do extensive research on what it is you want to do. It's not something that happens overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go on TikTok and man are like, I've seen them videos where a man's like, okay, I saved 30,000 and then I bought this house and then I rented it out and then I made 100,000 and then I bought 2 more houses and then I kept doing it until I made 100 billion. Listen, I hear what the man is saying, but and I hear what them man are saying, but a lot of it is advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is advertisements to get brothers
To buy my course.
to buy into courses. But just what we're saying, actually, shout out to the black diaspora on Discord.
Gang,
Yeah.
gang.
Big up the black diaspora on Discord.
Gang, gang.
Yeah. Big up them brothers there, man. Show us a lot of love still. And that's the biggest black Discord server.
Mad.
Yeah. So shout out to them brothers. They do beautiful work and that. Do you know what I mean? They show us love. And you know the slogan around here, show love, get love back. See what I'm saying?
I was gonna say which slogan. But you know what? It's funny we're talking about people and this and that. Angela White,
Okay, segue. Yeah, man.
formerly known as Black China. Is that her name? Did I say it right? It's Angela White. innit?
Angela White, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to get her name wrong. You know a bit more than me, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, go to.
For those who don't know, Angela White, formerly in a relationship with rapper Tyga, formerly in a relationship with Rob Kardashian, has children with both aforementioned males. I don't even know. What would you describe her as? She used to run around with Amber Rose, but I don't know what you describe her as because she wasn't like a video vixen.
She's done a few videos. Call her a model, an Instagram
Model,
influencer. Yeah.
that she fits in that bubble, kind of. She of late has been on you could call it a path of redemption or reinvention, where she used to be into like the quote unquote ratchet stuff. OnlyFans, had an X-tape leak and all of this nonsense. But she's been going around, she's been training and stuff. Seems like she's been trying to get her mind and her body and her spirit right. Because at one point she was unfortunately pushing blooming bleaching cream in Africa.
I remember that.
We covered that as well.
Yeah,
I remember that. And she's been going around. She recently did an interview where she was talking about her regret in, was it in the pushing or taking part or both on OnlyFans?
Her regret in both, but more so in pushing girls.
Take it away, Mark.
Okay, so Angela White,
Mhm.
what most people know her as Black China.
Mhm.
Yeah, at one point a story came out, and this story was saying that she was making in excess of $20 million per month
On OnlyFans,
on OnlyFans.
Okay.
Now that story went viral,
of course.
and what it did is it inveigled a load of women/girls to take part in OnlyFans.
Mhm.
Now, on her reinvention, or the correct word, her spiritual awakening, or whatever you would call it,
Mhm.
she has now said, yo, all of that was lies. I weren't making that. I was paid to say that to get girls into it.
Oh wow.
And I now regret doing that. You see what I'm saying? So why we're speaking about this story is because she's came out and said that I regret doing that. And she's getting people saying things like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You've made your money now. So now you're saying that now you've made your money, you're saying that you wish you didn't push it.
And I've seen a few, yeah, I agree, okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few comments on Instagram in particular. What have you done with the money, and are you going to donate the money and all of that? First, all right, let's kick it off from here, yeah? Blow the whistle. We're going to go into extra time. Because, why are you asking her what she did with the money? At that moment in her life, not that I condone it or anything, but what I think about it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter right now. That was her job, you know what I'm saying? Whether she was getting naked on there, whether she was singing on there, whether she was showing her kneecaps to Ra, yeah? That was her job. She was doing that. Brothers were paying $9.99 or whatever they were paying a month to see that. So now she's reinvented herself. She's woken up. She's like, no, I regret certain actions that I took in my life. Because just remember, she has a daughter as well.
Yeah.
So she could be thinking like, no, I want to have a good, I want to set a good representation for my young daughter. You know what I'm trying to say? Could be a number of things. So why are you asking her what she did with the money, man? Do you tell porn stars after they retire to give back the money? Do you ask anyone after they retire to give back their earnings? No. She didn't steal it from no one. She didn't hold anyone at gunpoint. They donated, just like the simp we were talking about earlier, who gave Ruby Rose 60 bags or 90 bags.
400. Okay,
Huh?
400K. But the small print is that it was Bitcoin.
Huh? 400 what? Pounds?
$400, $1,000,
4,000
100
Bitcoin.
worth of Bitcoin.
So how much is that?
So it's the equivalent of $400,000,
But in Bitcoin.
but in Bitcoin.
My God. It's probably two.
That was Ruby Rose.
It's probably 2 Bitcoins, Mark. I don't even know how much it's worth
But
now.
if you read the messages, which I know you probably didn't, I had a read.
Can you actually? Oh, I didn't read. Oh, did
Yeah.
they put up stills? I saw the video where she was scrolling. I saw the video where she's scrolling, and then she got to the tattoo, and then she stopped because she was basically showing like, look, I've been ignoring this, brother. But did they put up the screenshots as well? They put up the stills.
Yeah, he put up the stills of what he was saying.
What kind of stuff was he saying?
He was saying,
Can imagine, but
he was saying like, all I need you to do is say hi, and I'll send over this 400K worth of Bitcoin right now. Like, I need to know that what did he say? I need to know that he said some word, like, I need to know that something like my queen's doing good or something like that.
oh, okay.
And he was just saying some dumb stuff, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
More money than sense, like them big people. Them would I say?
For that kind of money, for me though, Stephen, like I know we're coming slightly off topic, just quickly. For that kind of money, it's kind of like scary, you know, because if my man's really got access to 400K worth of Bitcoin, like you could really have like 100 Ruby Roses. You know what I'm saying? Without the fame.
But Cake, you know what? It's funny. No, I agree with you. It's funny you said that because I saw a few comments and they were from females, and one of them really stuck out to me, and she was like, because she I could tell she had sense because she was seeing through the nonsense, yeah. Because she said something along the lines of this isn't cute, this isn't funny. Because look at his, I think they met as well, didn't they?
Nah, that was a different guy. There's two. Oh my
How much
God.
money she ever run out down? Anyway, 1 second. Anyway,
Yeah, go through.
But I saw the comment. She was like, "Yeah, this isn't funny," and I agree. She goes, "It's scary because it's like he's sending you that kind of money. Why have you to reject him? He probably track you down. These are the kind. Seriously, Mark. These are the kind of maniacs that would. I know I'm going mad here, and people might think I'm crazy. Might broke into your house at night time and blow his brains out over your sleeping body. He's a maniac, you know." Remember how Whitney was getting pressured in The Bodyguard?
Yeah, man.
He seems like that kind of cat.
The Jill Dando, there's a bag of them. The Jill Dando thing as well. There's a bag of like mad, sick stalkers, brothers who just like, this is what I say, any man who's too, if I'm chatting, I'm telling man straight, you know, if I'm chatting to you as a man to man, and a woman walks past with a fat ass and you break the conversation to look, yo, you're weird, you know? Like, you're weird. I'm telling ya.
Why? Why?
I'm telling ya.
I'm not that I'm saying it, but I know that most men would disagree with you, so why?
Because that's showing me an action in it. You show me an action in it.
How
Show
so?
me an
How
action
so?
that you're more invested in the Tony than anything else. Now, I could be wrong.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say
could be
you.
wrong.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong, Mark. But I know what people are gonna say at home. They're gonna be like, "Nah, man's just looking." You know what I'm trying to say? They're gonna try and excuse your behavior.
They will excuse it, but I'm just saying I could be wrong, but how I do things. If I'm chatting, I'm just saying then I know what cloth you cut from, innit? Me and you's chatting, yeah, we reasoning on road, talking about whatever, and a girl walks past and you have to break contact. You're too invested in the Tony, man. You're too invested. You're too invested. And it's like, man, like even me as a youth, you know, I had posters on my wall and all that of like women and not to say, no, I love women the same as any other man, but
Never did I.
the same as any other straight man, but I've never been one who's been like, oh my God, Beyonce, or
obsessed, yeah.
Oh my God, Ice Spice, or because I'm more like the kind of man like
I'm more like, oh my God, Ice Spice's mom, but go on.
No, I'm the kind of man like none of them, you know what I mean? Like if I was really that besotted with Ice Spice, you know what I mean? I'd go to the factory.
I'm not. No,
you know what I'm saying? If there's a factory, you know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about though? No facts. But what are we talking about though? Are we talking about women in general or celebrity worship?
Little bit of both, because you can get it on a local level.
Well, I'm not overly obsessed. I'm not overly obsessed. Why not overly? I'm not obsessed with either.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But then you've got some man who it's like.
And I love women.
What's that girl who was in the 50 video? who's checking majors now. Megan Good.
Megan Good.
Look how much, oh my God. And I'm not saying, yeah, it's an attractive woman, but some man, like, they're too invested. So I just look at that guy with Ruby Rose.
Some man go on, sorry to cut you off. Some man go on like, because who was it? Oh, Rihanna. Rihanna got with Rocky, yeah? And then got pregnant. Some man were devastated, you know? Like they had a shot with Rihanna or like they were next up with Rihanna, you know? Like way too overly invested, as you said.
But you see, like, I'm more like the kind of man, like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that it's hard to say it without sounding mad, but I'm not beside myself about any person.
That don't sound mad.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in today's world, it's like a thing, like, that OnlyFans stuff, for me, it's mental anyway, because I'll be like, why would I pay to watch? No, like, the girl, she's a very attractive girl, that Ruby. I think she's Eritrean. Beautiful. Eritrean? She's Eritrean, yeah. She's beautiful, but I'm saying...
You know, I don't think I've seen her properly.
She's pretty, man. She looks good, but
I need to look at her.
And obviously, she's the full package.
Oh, is she? No, I've seen her, but what I'm saying is she a singer or something?
Nah, she's the same as Black China. I think she raps, but no one cares about the rap.
I need to have a look.
Swati, Laurie Lund, what's her name? Laurie Hines, Laurie Harvey.
Laurie
Harvey.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is all them women.
Oh, that category.
All them women are very, very, very attractive. That's a fact. But I'm just saying, why would I need to pay $9.99 for one of their OnlyFans when a man could go on X video and see a girl who just look just like her, but going the full 100?
But
you know what I'm trying to say?
No, it's like you said.
Like, if you're that way inclined that you want to see content, really, boy, that's all for free. And you can see, I'm telling you, them porn girls, listen, some of them are the most beautiful girls you've ever seen.
Some, but somewhat.
And they're doing all kind of madness on camera. And you're like, yo, you don't even need to do that. Like, some of them, it's just mad. Like, damn, man. When they're talking about Rihanna, and I only know this because one of my cousins.
Okay.
Lavish Styles. Google that. Google that.
I don't want to take my gloves off.
Lavish Styles is Rihanna's twin. She just put on. Lavish Styles, Google it.
I'm all right, fam.
But I'm just saying,
I'm okay.
I'm showing you something.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I'm showing you something.
Everyone's got a doppelganger, man.
I'm showing you that if you're willing to pay them girls,
there's women who will facilitate.
There's women who look just like them who do them. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying that Ruby Rose guy, he could literally
took that
60K and had a few Ruby Roses.
No, but okay, but that's the thing though. I'm saying it's because it's almost like you got a chemical imbalance or you got some chromosomes missing or something. Because the thing is, even if you blocked her and she gave him, does he even want to sleep with her though? Like he could literally just be obsessed with the image and the thought of her. You know what I'm trying to say? It might not even be sexual, Mark. Because I don't even know, because knowing, from you telling me she's like Laurie Harvey and this one and that one, like in that realm, she probably don't even show nothing on her OnlyFans. It's probably Instagram picture.
She don't?
It's probably Instagram picture. You know what I'm trying to say though?
I don't watch, remember, I'm not subscribed to no OnlyFans, but it's just like a lot of them ones, like the influencer ones, like them girls that are like on Fashion Over and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like them in lingerie or something.
Yeah.
And I know this because there's been times where like they've had leaks.
Yeah.
And like, it's just them in lingerie also. And I'm saying if a man's that besotted with, it's like you said, they must just love that particular woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Has to, because even with that Rihanna, like I said, any man who's watching this now, I know this because one of my cousins, he's a connoisseur in the porn thing. I didn't want to say his name still. I didn't want to say his name though.
A Playboy from there. Yeah, you see this Playboy limited edition in the plastic from the night.
No, but he knew because I seen her on one interview one time. And
the girl or Rihanna?
The Lavish Styles girl.
Okay.
And I was trying to tell him like, yo, there's a girl who looks just like Lavish Styles. No, who looks just like Rihanna. And he was like, Lavish Styles. Said it straight. You get what I'm saying? But it's a name you don't forget. But I'm saying Google, that's Rihanna's twin, fam.
Okay. And
that's Rihanna's twin who hasn't sung a note out as Troll told, fam. You see what I'm saying?
She's had another instrument in there though.
Just like Rihanna has too. But just not on camera.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Everyone has sexual urges, man.
So I'm just saying, if a man's that besotted with Rihanna, yeah, that's one.
But Mark, but
You get me?
no, I know what you're saying, and this is what I'm saying. It's both sides of the coin now, because this is where, you know, celebrity worship. Like, I feel like, because I've never come down with it. I honestly feel like for some people, and not just men, but some people, but particularly men, because we're talking about the ladies right now, it's not even sexual though. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just live and breathe. Because there's been people where they've been obsessed with the person till they want to kill the person. You know what I'm saying? People are just, when it comes to that thing, people are just tapped in the head, Mark. Because you can have someone who's obsessed with someone till the point where they want to kill them.
Yeah, celebrity worship's crazy, man.
It's absolutely...
But remember that song Stan? That's what that was about, innit?
Yeah.
Because didn't my man drive off a cliff and all that, yeah?
Killed himself. Apparently, I think that was true, you know. Or some of it was true. I don't know if Eminem fully made it up. Because he had his woman in there. I hope, well, if it was... Yeah, no, I think it was true. I think they showed some of it at the end. He had his pregnant girlfriend in the trunk.
Nah, that was... You mean in the video? That was all acting still. It was all acting.
Was that part not real?
Nah, but it might have been a true story. I don't think it's true to Eminem, but it might have been a true...
No, this is what I'm saying. Story. That's probably happened at some point.
Yeah, of course, man. It's worse now. Because remember, in the time Stan was made, what was that, 2000? So you got to think, back in them days, there was no social media, none of that. So you think now...
All access.
A Stan, like there's certain people, you know when you go on Instagram, there's certain people who you see their comment, like I'm not even following them.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
There was this one guy.
Why does it do that? Is that because you comment loads or something?
I think it is because you know them guys who, with that Jussie Smollett thing.
Yeah.
Them two African brothers.
Yeah.
Like literally, I had to block him, because I'm like, yo, why I don't follow this cat. Why am I seeing his comment? But he commented on every post.
About the case?
Nah, just in general, just on every Shade Room post. Just every time I went on Shade Room, I'd see his comment. Yeah, this, like chatting about whatever it may be, just someone who's overly obsessed with that world.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Now, like with us now, we'll bring up celebrity talk to be able to equate it to real life. Mm-hmm. But some man are just besotted with...
Yeah, it's true.
So, like, it's got to the point now, like even with that, I know I bring it up every now and again, but that blue face thing, because you can't get away from it. But I genuinely think like those guys make up storylines to keep people
talking about them.
Yeah. I genuinely think they sit down and say, let's make it look like we had a fight, or let's make it look like this, or like if you look at like say a Cardi B, people will actually be able to know, yo, she unfollowed her husband. And it will get like the blogs will post it up, and there's people that much invested in those folks' lives.
Some of them, a lot of those must be leaked for real. Because how would you know that? Crazy. Oh, Drake unfollowed whatever. There was a story about Drake recently. Who's that girl? Tyler. Some new girl. I think she got that tune, Water or something. And they were like...
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, she did an interview and she was like, yeah, I was waiting for the Drake follow. I was waiting for Drake to follow me and that. And then she was like, yeah, because we all know like, it can be a bit thirsty and that. But I was like, yeah, we get it. Because he can move mad with a girl that like, let him do his thing. But in that scenario though, but it's like, who's worse though? The thirsty person being thirsty, or you waiting / hoping for the thirsty person to be thirsty? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And then everyone in the comments is like, oh my God. And then they were just taking the mic on Twitter. Drake realizes he's going to have to block a new young singer after she leaked the game. And it's like, yo, she fumbled the Drake feature, all of this kind of stuff, man. But I'm circling back to Angela, yeah? Because I really brought it up to say, I'm seeing a lot of this happen in the world. I'm not even going to say the community, I'm going to say the world. Like the landscape's changing. People, this is why you can't, I've never been one, but you can't be a people pleaser. It's 2023, we're going into 24. Leave that shit at the door, man. Because you can't do anything right. Particularly if you're in the public space, but just in general, Mark. Like, I'm not talking about celebrities. I'm not talking about influence. You just can't do anything right. You go out, Mark. You feed 505 people. They'll say, how come you didn't feed 605?
Yeah, you can't do nothing right. Nothing. That's why I say, no matter what it is, once you sign up to do any kind of like public speaking or you put yourself in front of a crowd on the internet, like whatever you're saying will resonate with some and won't resonate with others. That's just the way of the world. Like there's nobody who's going to be like I said to you, you're going to have people who will find a problem. There's some people who they have to be like that. So if 10 people are saying, yo, what my man's saying is good or A, B, or C, they have to find fault with what he's saying.
You have some people who have to find a problem in every solution.
Like I said to you, man, we need that soundbite, man. Some people just want to see the world burn, man.
Some people, Master Way, just want to see the world burn.
That's it. That's it. Some people are actually the Joker in real life.
I need to send it to you again.
Some people are like the Joker in real life. They're not actually playing the game to win.
They've not make no sense.
They just love playing. What did Money Mitch say? What did he say? If I leave, they still gonna love me, man.
No.
You see what I'm trying to say? Some man just want to play. Don't you ever hear about them athletes when they stop playing? They go completely mad or they stop playing and they have problems. Who was it? Ricky Hatton? My man, I think he had about 30 mil at the time. About 30 mil. And stopped boxing, but was out of the routine and just ended up going through bare things. Frank Bruno, same thing. There's some men that are just so used to whatever it is that they were doing. You see what I mean? They're just playing the game. At this point, it's not even about money anymore.
It's true.
There's a bag of people like that. That's why a lot of football people, you think, shout out JK, yeah? JK, big up. I was watching JK met Rooney, the Blues manager now. But how much Rooney, the man there has been minted from 20 years ago. He's been rich when he was 16, but he's still in the game. Why is that? Because a man can't just hang up the jersey and go. You have to be involved in the game.
Yeah.
Some man turn to commentary. Some man turn to this. Like it's like with music. A lot of man that used to rap ton promoter, used to rap ton manager, used to rap ton this, ton like they have to stay involved because some people they just have to be in the game. They can't. They're not playing it to retire.
Facts.
They're playing it because that's what makes them happy. And it's the same as that word. That's one of the most serious quotes out of a movie. Some people just want to see the world burn. I never understood it at the time.
And it's the best out of the trilogy.
Yeah, man. That quote there from Michael Caine was very serious. Like when he drops the story, when he's saying the story, yo, a man took all them rubies and look when he burnt the money.
And then I saw one day in Master Way, a little boy playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine.
You remember when he burnt the money?
Yeah, he didn't care. He's like, what are you doing burning it? He goes, I'm just burning my half.
And then he turned around and goes, you see, the things I'm into, they're cheap.
Dynamite.
But you don't
knives.
understand. You know how scary it is to meet someone like that in real life? You ever met someone in life who's not motivated by money? Where it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I have. But not in a psychotic sense like the Joker, but yes.
There's man who, as you know, that we deal with, who it's not about pee for them. It's not about bread for them. That's a difficult man to do business with, you know. Very difficult, man. That's why I say the little Elon Musk clip, yeah, a lot of men need to understand that. Elon Musk brought out.
We might have to insert the soundbite, but go on.
Elon Musk brought out X, which is now Twitter, which is now X. Yeah, he bought it out. For some reason, I don't know, which is why I'm not going to get into that, but he was called into question for a tweet. Now, he was being interviewed, and a lot of big companies, I'm not going to say no names because I can't remember exactly, but a lot of big companies pulled out their advertisement revenue. So they said to Elon, what you got to say about the guys who pulled their advertising money? You know what he said? Go F yourself.
That's a real billion.
My man looked in his face and said, what? My man said, oh, you never heard me? I said, go
that was gangster
F yourself.
That was some real life Tony Stark business.
That's F you money, but you know who else said that? Dana White. That's the owner of the UFC. My man turned around and said, yo, sponsors were saying we can't have this man, that man, if they sponsor us. I said, yo, I don't want your sponsorship. Get out of here. That's a man who's got 500 million, Stephen. Obviously nothing compared to Bezos, but I'm showing you that's the FU money. And this is what a lot of people from the community didn't grasp what I was saying when Trump was running for president. And I was saying, yo, Obama had to keep Beer Man happy because he needed
The super PAC.
the funding.
Mhm.
Trump never needed no funding from nobody. So he was just talking bad things.
He's just talking at the mouth.
He was just talking bad things because what? He had the money to support himself. Whereas a man who ain't got the money to support himself, he's governed, innit?
Facts.
So it's like, yo, if you do that, we're gonna pull our money. Oh, I can't upset them. But man like Trump, this man, that man, I'm not saying I rate them or nothing. I'm just saying
We're gonna build a wall.
they're able to say, no one's giving me no pay anyway.
Fake news. Fake news.
So that's my whole point.
Listen, people, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, Mark.
Facts.
Someone like that comes out, she holds herself accountable. Yeah, what I did, I look back on it, I didn't like it, it was wrong. People just want to pick holes in it like a cheese grater. You can't win, you know.
Never, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. The only thing with her, what I'll say though, with her, is that her spiritual awakening, I don't want to question it, but it does seem a little rehearsed. And what I mean by that is, all of a sudden you're on this godly path and everything, which is great because anyone can have a spiritual awakening. But with that godly path, you bring in your son's dad, who's been the primary carer of your son for years, back to court to get child support. So
Is she doing that now?
yeah. So a lot of people are looking and saying, yo, this isn't actually about a spiritual awakening. It's about trying to paint yourself as a...
Because I know,
what
I know
'Cause
she's...
no court in America would have gave her primary custody with her history. She's been... And as much as people might say whatever, I'm just reiterating what is out there already.
No,
She's
but
been with a bag of men and all that.
I know. I'm not even trying to take no defense. I know. 'Cause I didn't know she was. I knew she did that before she did this. She was going at both of them online. I didn't know she was trying to take.
She ain't trying to take the Kardashian better. That's impossible with that kind of...
Oh, she's trying to take Tiger.
Yeah.
I think their son's called King, innit? So basically, she's trying to get primary court. That's why she doesn't get child support because I think what the situation is, both dads have primary custody over the children.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She was just having them on a weekend, like the reverse of a dad. You see what I'm saying?
But I get that. But the thing is, she won't get it though, I don't think, because if it's been going on from the jump, you know what I mean? I don't want to put a number there. X amount of years, yeah. They've had their children. They've been paying this and that and that. A judge is gonna look and say, why do you suddenly? If anything, and they looked and they said, okay, you've gotten yourself together. They might split it, but I don't think they'd fully. You know what I'm trying to say? Because for it to fully switch, even if she's redeemed herself, she's proper now, her head's on straight, all of that stuff. Wouldn't it have to be something's messed up on the dad's side for it totally to flip?
Yeah, for it to basically for the court to be able to take away the dad's custody, unless the dad's done something, and it's usually something heinous, so like child abuse or something like that, or he's around domestic violence or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not the case, and I'm talking about a conviction, not allegation, a conviction.
Yeah.
If that's not the case, then the judge ain't reversing nothing.
That's
Because
what I'm
that's
thinking.
worked. It's for the well-being of the child. But if she was to go to court before, then my man would have been able to lay out all of the things she does. And the judge would look and say, although on social media world, you can live your best life and do all of that. But in the real world, a qualified judge would turn around and say, you're not a good enough role model for the child. And that's the reason why a lot of people believe the spiritual awakening has come now.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying it ain't real. I'm not saying it ain't real.
No.
You know what I mean?
Hopefully not. You know what I mean? When I say that, I mean like hopefully it's just genuine, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, man. As the time goes on, we'll see if it's genuine or if it's not genuine. But the way I look at it is like this, like from a person's trying in it, you can't really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See what I mean?
Well, like I said, that's why I just had to just mention that last part about it being reversed. Because I'm saying unless something's gone totally crazy on Tiger's side, it's not gonna change. The most you might get, it might split. But I doubt it. You know what I'm trying to say? If everything's honky-dory, it's been working, there's been no circumstantial changes on his side, it's the ruling is not gonna get reversed.
Yeah, I can't see them reversing that still. I'm not gonna lie. I can't see them reversing that, because if it's working, then why reverse it? It's like you said, it's only if there's an issue. And if there's no issue, then the judge is you're gonna have to explain, why are you back in court? Oh, I want to see them more. Oh, so now you're willing. So now you believe you've done now you believe that you've changed. Now you're ready to be a mom. Nah, don't work like that. Don't work like that. There's gonna be no court that grants you that changes things based on, oh, I've had a spiritual awakening. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It's gonna be like, well, when you didn't have your spiritual awakening, my man was present. You see what I'm saying? Because the most important thing for any child is stability. Simple. If a child ain't got stability, that all these courts and all that, and I know that a lot of men here believe that the courts are against them and all that. It's not really the case. I understand that it does sway in the woman's favor a lot of the time. That's a fact. But their whole thing is the well-being of the child. That's a fact. Their whole thing is the well-being of that child. They don't encourage bitter baby mothers. They don't. You know what I mean? That's why I say, as a man, on your side, you need to have certain things in order. So don't let nobody dry you out. Don't let nobody make you even raise your voice, because that's the kind of characters they expect to see in them courts. Nah, F that, take him on you. And nah, don't do that, man. Go in there peaceful, quiet. Oh, when she's railing up, you don't rail up. Keep quiet. Nah, man. That's my son. I love him. I want to be, you know what I mean? Or daughter, whatever you're fighting for. I want to be a part of them. Explain. You get what I mean? But a lot of them moms will try and do things to be able to go in the court and say, you know, he did this. You know, he did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard out here, man. And in today's world, it's hard because a lot of men go in there thinking that the courts are already against them. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I try and share and tell man, it's not always the case. Sometimes the court change. Like, there is certain courts that probably feel that way, but majority of the courts and the system, they just want to know the well-being of the child. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say, as loose and as hard as a statement this is to make, as a man, just try and navigate your journey best you can. Like, I know obviously certain catches are sweet and that, see what I mean? I get it. But you need to know that that juice you're gonna boss or whatever.
Zoom in the poom.
That juice you're gonna boss is very, like, you know what I mean?
Listen. I told her real, listen. Cause you want zoom in the poom, yeah? Cause you want release juices.
Be careful, man.
Cause you want make girl eyes roll, but like as the price is, that might cost you 18 to 21 years of hardship, you know? The decision is yours.
Facts. So that's it.
Remember,
man.
Vaseline and Kleenex no breed nobody, you know? That's it, my gone.
Yeah, man, that's it, people. So, yo, it's the Express Truth Show, making Thursdays ever so great again. People,
Gang.
hit the link in the bio. We got all the colors, all the flavors, few gloves left. See what I'm saying? Click that link.
A&A all day, man.
That's it, people. We out of here, man. That's it. Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. Get ready for the stream as well on Saturday. We're back. That's it.
Tell your wife I'll be around for Christmas dinner. I'm gone.
That's it. We're gone, people.
Yes, people, it's really, really cold out here right now. But I've got a great recommendation for you. So if you're walking out during these winter months and your head's a little bit cold, but you want to remain trendy, purchase one of these. Now, they are available in 9 colors, and you can click the link in the description box below to get yours right now.